Here we are. We're on Furnace. I'm following the Hang.
Okay.
He's having a great time today. I've heard.
He's having a
And
great
we're
time,
here for
and
some more
he's spamming the
wipeout.
blaster.
You love to see it. The Hang already going to get a frag. Done almost no damage, but it doesn't matter. Bit of glory stealing there. And
What? It was,
he just keeps failing upwards. How is that happening? He can't rocket jump. He's shooting things back.
Time today. Yeah, I mean, look at this. I don't know who I'm watching. Am I watching The Hang or am I watching Cooler at this point?
Drunken master, just everything going wrong and everything going right at the same time. Oh, Psygib left alone. Sane's gonna be back though, and he'll be feeling a lot better for it. Gonna waltz into the world's luckiest man and take him down. Not so lucky anymore, the Hang.
As you can see at the moment on the scoreboard, the Team Liquid respawn timer is not that long, in fact. So I'm pretty sure if Waz and Liquid Rafa die again, they will be back in no time. The Hang is the one that's going to be suffering the most at the moment. 3 versus 2. It's not looking good for the Liquid boys. It's 3 versus 1. All they have to do is find the last player, which they do, and they get the first round. This is not looking good for Team Liquid, and it's looking that Sane, Psygib, and Brick are on the dominant role again.
That's a lot of damage coming out from Psybrane so far as Rafa does fall. Psygib is going to go down, but not before Waz and Brick actually left in a bit of a tricky position here, and in the smoke gets found out.
Yeah, the decision for Brick to carry on staying there and hoping that he can get the pincer can be really abusable by Team Liquid. I'm very sure that Team Liquid already caught onto that Brick, even in the mid-distance fights, will try to hit that pincer, which can be abusable because you can close the distance with him as 2 players.
Yeah, it's something we've been told by our talent scout that Brick really does excel at long range, but it's as much he excels there as he is a liability at the closer ranges. And, you know, we've sort of seen that. I think, as is often the case, we love to try and oversimplify things, and we try and make out that you can't use the rocket or LG, but well, no, he is a little bit more of a complete player than that. The Hang's going to take down Psygib. Sane and Brick, not the healthiest. And this is a dangerous time to be Psybrane, as Sane left last alive, 150 HP, no armor.
And perhaps one of the least favorable positions to be on the map. If you get caught in the undergrounds of Furnace, it's extremely sticky in order to survive. And as you can see, look at Rafa just hitting that pixel pincer shot.
There we are, Rafa taking the final shot of the round, and now with some big rockets onto Brick Pincer as well. Easy as that. Waz chimes in, taking down Sane. Psygib to fall as well, and this is a great round for Team Liquid so far.
It's a great round, and look, they're in a way playing the same pace that Psybrane is playing. They're not slowing down, they're very confident in their pushing. Liquid Rafa on his own, hanging out as 3 plays from Psybrane launch onto him. Being left alone like that without your team is extremely worrisome. Now 2 players were down from Team Liquid, meaning the respawn timers are going to increase. 3 players all fighting in the middle. It's not looking good for the Hang.
Oh, he's left all alone, but Psygib as well. He's going to get the frag, but Waz is there, and off the spawn, gonna take down Psygib. It's 2-1 Team Liquid.
And this is why it's important to always keep the high ground in most of the wipeout matches. If you go to the lower ground, you might be able to defend yourself for a certain amount of time, but look at this. This right now, people utilizing Weebles to the best extent, slowing down, healing up. is great. I'm loving what I'm seeing. People really utilizing all their weapons and accessories essentially that they have.
Brick up close with the pincer makes it work. We say farewell to Waz. Oh no!
Oh, and that peak. Why?
Oh.
Hey, just stop dying, you know? It's that simple. Just stop dying and click on heads. Not that there is a headshot damage.
No,
Yeah.
it's not UT.
No.
Zoe crying in the chat. We're on board with Brick right now, who is make his way over to Rafa and now at range in a trade out with Waz, but it's not a very good trade. It's all going the way of the Team Liquid player. The implosion weebles there. Waz like a bat out of hell. Meatloaf, eat your heart out. Dropped by Psygib though.
Oh, Brick. That could have been avoided.
The one
but
gun
no,
you can use.
And you, yeah, nah, no, no. Let's move on from that.
Yeah.
You know, that didn't look too good for Psybrane. Could have been avoided. It wasn't. It's looking good for Team Liquid. As the first round looked super dominant by Psybrane, Liquid is bringing it back, and they are seeking the revenge right now.
Certainly are. Was down for 12 seconds to hang with the pincer up close. Hygib's going to tag him. There's Rafa left, last alive, 2 seconds until both his teammates come up. They're going to RJ away, and ooh, it actually looked a little bit dangerous for a second there. He will now be on the high ground though, dropping on Brick, getting damage done, and the hang's here now. This is not a great position for Psybrane.
It's not, and one player is down 38 seconds on a respawn timer. They will be hurting for a long time. Team Liquid, 2 players extremely stacked. Rafa healing up, doesn't have any armor, it doesn't matter. As long as they push in, look, this is looking like a solid win for Team Liquid, and those boys will utilize the last seconds of this matchup, I'm pretty sure. There were 10 seconds. We need to find the player. Where is he? Let's split. Let's find him. And there you go. Perfect execution of that. You got to remember in Wipeout, if there's 3 of you that have a huge stack on the map, and there's only 1 player that is left, you want to split. When you split, that way you can cover more distance. And even if you are fighting and potentially losing the battle, the team already knows and will proceed to that specific place where you're fighting.
Well, that is all she wrote for Wipeout on Furnace. We're going to go to Extinction on Icefall. Once again, Psybrane's pick, having lost the first map, and the rules dictate they cannot pick the same mode twice in a series. So it was either this or MacGuffin.
And we're getting into Extinction just right about now. We got, let's see, the Hang on a little bit of armor, getting a shaft, not letting his teammate take him, even though his teammate has no weapons at all. A little bit greedy of him, doesn't matter. He will be trying to hold the red room, which is very important. Red armor is always going to be the first armor to spawn on this map. Then you proceed to usually go for the mega health. We'll see if the boys from the Liquid can get the red.
So far, so good, as the Hang looks like he's going to be picking that up. That's going to be spawning at 58, right around the same time as Power Up. Always interesting to see how much they hedge their bets. Do they dedicate all the resources to Power Up, or do they have this sort of contingency plan? Brick going to catch the Hang out, and that was a little bit ugly.
That was ugly, and that miss of a pincer did cost him the life, but look, it doesn't matter. Psybrane is losing lives extremely quickly, while Team Liquid is still on 5 lives.
Sane doing God's work there with the shaft. The Brick with the power up gonna drop to the Hang, who's now going to collect. This is worrisome for Psybrane. Sane and Brick, 1 life each, 1 life apiece for every member on Liquid. Here comes the Hang.
And gets Psygib right in. Now Sane Being a player who can move extremely well on the map and is extremely composed, it's all down to him in order to survive. He's got his hounds going after the Hang. 1 life for the Hang, 1 life for Rafa. It looks like the Hang might just lose a life right now. Yes, he did. Liquid Rafa versus Sane. Who is going to be the one to survive?
Sane on Mega there, blue as well. Rafa not with a lot. Looking out on the red. Now Sane with his homies. Oh, but somehow the Hang sneaks through the defenses. Sane, likely a little bit confused why his teammates weren't helping him out there. They were just oblivious. And he's going to see Rafa. There's the pincer shot. The Hang's here.
No, and he's getting stuck, and he's being chased.
Sane,
1 shot, 2 shot. Oh my god. Oh. Okay, wow.
Game starts in round 2.
That
The
was
team
so
wipe.
close. I know. That's
Nicely
a
done,
huge
son.
MVP of that round. And look, being chased by that many players, if that rocket didn't land at the teleport exit, I'm not sure what would be the outcome. Probably Sane dying. He did clutch it out and got the first round win for Psybrane.
Absolutely. Sane gonna double up as well here early on. Gonna get himself a 50, likely cycle back for the second Mega, and then it's all about the Vanguard.
It's all about the Vanguard at the moment. Psybrane is looking a little bit better. The Team Liquid Rafa managing to outshaft Sane in that fight. But look, Sane spawning right next to him, getting an auto kill. Now this is going to be very difficult. Do you make the play for the power up, or do you hang back? Rafa being hit by Sane once again is very low and is not going to be proceeding yet. It's over already.
You know what wasn't important there, FaZe?
Game
The Vanguard.
starts in round 3.
Caster
No.
curse.
It just happened to be there, and none of the teams could care less about it.
Moving on, we're on board with Rafa, who's been having a bit of a game. Second in damage for his team. Psygib seriously leading on his. Doing a great job. Oh, Psygib's going to get the better of Rafa there with the shaft. Finds him again, but Rafa with the shotgun.
This time he managed just to get the shotgun kill. I'm very curious about the usage, the gun usage from Team Liquid players. They really do seem to favor the blaster, which in so many situations it just doesn't work out in their favor. Given that is, for example, the fight that we just saw, a shaft versus blaster, that didn't work out well. But they still carry on going for those weapons.
Oh, Insane using the Siphonator to live there. Ekan is called. It's just Rafa left alive, and he's gone.
Gets found straight away.
It's okay, Jaha. It's okay. Can't get them all. Be nice if you got some. Waz on 100 HP. That's apparently a thing worth saying. And he's going to get himself a pincer, hopefully, but has to defend himself from above. I think Waz has been a little bit quiet this series. Not seeing the real game-winning plays from him, but, you know, he's doing his job.
No, I just don't think he had enough spectator action going on, but nonetheless,
Yeah.
getting the blue armor, 100, 150, getting into the Mega, trying to find the enemy, getting Sane potentially right now, which will put them a little bit farther ahead than you would normally see. It's 3, so 6 lives versus 3. Damn, dude. I'm hoping that he was hearing the player as he wasn't reacting to him that much. Nonetheless, the power up goes to Team Liquid. Not looking good for Psybrane right now. Even though it's 1-2, I'm thinking they might win this round.
Yeah, it's looking pretty good for them, isn't it? 3 lives remain for the Hang. Vindicator in hand. He is very low though, as is Waz, as is Rafa actually. Not a lot of stack on their team whatsoever. Whereas Brick and Sane both have a little bit of muscle.
You're saying that he does pick up the red armor.
Okay.
No,
Yeah.
it's going okay, I think, for both teams. In fact, it might be going slightly better for Psybrane, getting the necessary kills that they need to get. The Hang almost losing the entire stack. He might be hanging out for the life for a little bit longer, but Was, again, getting hit. He's not extremely healthy, and it's all down to those 2 players to survive and help each other out.
Well, watching the Hang, who seems a little bit flustered by that shot. It's me backing
Ooh,
up Pincers through the ring.
That's the one position you have to be extremely careful. You don't want to be dropping out for the bubble, for the 50 health bubble. There could be an enemy there, and even if you do, and the enemy does show up, you cannot go back up because they will shoot you through that little hole in there with a pincer.
They certainly will. 2 lives remain for the Hang. It's so scary in this mode on the respawn. Gonna be on the red once again, and now we move our attention towards the Vanguard that will be spawning in 10 seconds. The Hang gives away his second to last life, and now they are trailing. Sane has 2 lives to work with. And this next power-up could be pivotal.
But, oh no, this is gonna be a power-up for Team Liquid. Saigib decided to go for the teleport rather than the power-up. Sure, he would probably die going onto it, but he would be doing more damage than him just bucking away. Was 30 health, hitting a 30 hurty. Look, that didn't frag. It must have been Sane or Brick, who was extremely stacked. Might have had more than 150 and 100 health. So look, it's a little bit
left on his last life. As is the Hang. The Hang very low. Will drop to Saigib, and that's 3-1. They couldn't quite manage it on their pick of Furnace, but here on Icefall, I think it's going pretty well for Psybrane.
They're definitely going pretty well for them. I'm trying to think what could help Team Liquid. At this point, it seems that they're not favoring the pincer on this map. And if you pay attention to the frag feed, there isn't that many pincer kills from Team Liquid.
No, not at all. Ooh, I'm watching the wrong person. Rafa with quite a stack for this mode, and we'll get more stacked on the Mega as well. I mean, this is a lot to work with, but both Brick and Sane doing a lot of damage. And he is going to get found out.
It's not looking good for Psybrane though. Only 2 lives on there, and Psykip hitting all his pincers today. I'm pretty sure he's carrying the momentum from yesterday matches. He's doing extremely well. The Hang with the power up though right now. Can he do it? Is the question.
I think he can, FaZe. I think he's looking very dangerous indeed. Could use that Mega, doesn't even need it. Just gonna push on in with the Vanguard. Wants to get Saigib. Oh, but he's hitting absolutely nothing.
Okay.
Vanguard or no, you have got to connect.
No, Brick, even though the Hang could be connecting, Brick did an amazing work helping his teammate, making sure that he's the one diving onto the Hang, taking the attention away from Saigib, and making sure that even if he dies, he is in the face of the Hang, who should be missing onto Saigib.
Well, there we go. 2 plays 3. The Hang managed to live for long enough. As we follow Rafa, he's immediately going to find Sane, who takes that Mega health. And I think Rafa quite content to play in this area for now. Saigib almost finds him out with the blaster. It's Sane with the shaft, not the shaft, pincer that gets it done. And of corner
gets
is
done,
Rafa
but
once again. Oh,
you gotta be very careful with that. He played a little bit too aggressively. Could have backed away. He didn't really need to commit to that room. Do enough damage, get out of the room, and then you will find more areas to make sure that you can pincer Team Liquid. Fortunately, he did decide to go in, lose life, and it is looking like Team Liquid is on the back foot right now.
oh, dear lord. Dahang with the grenade kill, now on top of Sane. He'll drop as well, and Rafa with the assist, gonna take down Saigib. Dahang going off right now.
He's doing pretty well, but what you're witnessing is Liquid Rafa has a Siphonator. Siphonator essentially is a power-up that can heal your teammates if you shoot at them. I'm just wondering whether Rafa perhaps had a Blaster. Blaster would have been the quicker way of healing up the teammates. You see a lot of people use Shaft, or they use melee to heal teammates. In fact, Blaster would have been the most preferable weapon in that situation where it does heal the fastest.
Absolutely, we're on board with Brick right now, the life leader for Psybrane, who is going to be okay. It's Dahang that needs to worry. Saigib pushing on in.
And again, we're left with 2 lives on each team. Dahang once again having the lives. If we are going by the previous result, it might be looking that Team Liquid might get the round win.
Could be the case. Brick left pretty low right now as the life leader. And they're looking to secure a mega for him. That's going to be a huge boon, but Waz is here. Rocket lands true. Dahang there as well, and Brick will lose 1 life, as will Dahang though.
He is running into the enemies, and that's it. I'm very certain that he will be dying here. It's 1-1 between Team Liquid and Psybrane.
Absolutely, and we're going to have to see where Liquid take us. Yesterday, they were taking us to Marina, I think, pretty reliably. We'll see what they think today versus Psybrane, as we do just wait for that pick to come on through.
Are you surprised by anything that happened in the previous game that we just watched?
Honestly, that was how I would have expected Psybrane versus Liquid to look. The fact that Liquid took Furnace was a surprise to me.
Okay. Yeah, I was surprised as well, given how well they play as a team and how mechanically they can play around the Team Liquid. It felt that maybe today wasn't the day to play Wipeout. It seemed that the damage output from Psybrane wasn't as high as yesterday.
Yeah, I think that's very true. We're going to go to Marina for MacGuffin. This is where the chemistry of Team Liquid really comes to the fore. The mechanical skill we still think is on the side of Psybrane, and Marina absolutely a map where that can be the star. So I think both teams with a shot here, and both teams with serious strengths and weaknesses to consider.
For sure. One thing that we will definitely be seeing is if it does get to round 3, the preferable base for Psybrane is going to be the base by the red armor, or the blue armor I should say. I never know the name of the base. You should probably help me out, even though I'm the MacGuffin player and you're the caster, but still. It's the enemy base, basically.
I'm a 1500 ranked 4v4 MacGuffin player. Thank you very much. Alright, I'm very good at this game.
You'll be fine.
It's so good. I just cast so that it's fair for everyone else.
Okay.
Psygib's gonna
Base B. That's the base I was trying to talk about. It's you know, it's one of those bases that really promotes players with healthy aim. because you can fight on very close, on long distance combat, meaning that if you do all have pincers, it will be very easy base to defend.
Absolutely. Brick going to be on the MacGuffin. It's going to be Sane on the power up, and he'll be taking Rafa's scalp.
Getting a little
The
bit of
mega
a movement
health, very
problem
nice.
there. He gets the mega, but stumbles a little bit. Nonetheless, they can easily defend the base with the power up. Perhaps maybe he shouldn't be showing himself too much. He might get pincered, as you can see. Lost so much stock just because he was speaking for no reason. Could have just held himself back in the base and just waited for the enemies to attack.
Yep, Rafa going to be walking this MacGuffin out, a little bit of an RJ to boost him, and that's a very quick cap.
Very quick cap, and what I'm liking from Team Liquid right there was they were all going together and they all pretty much arrived at the same time in the base, meaning that if there was any enemy trying to intercept the MacGuffin, they had already the answer. The answer was the entire team is in the base.
Enemy MacGuffin. Attack their base.
For pushing on in here, and defending with a Flom. Psygib caught out. Pincer down. Sane here, very aggressive. Gonna manage to withstand 2 pincers, but well, it's all for naught in the end. As we do have the Hang helping his buddy out. Collect that red, and still the score ticks up for Team Liquid.
It ticks up. So far, the only player that did manage to break in the defense at the moment is Psygib. Sane joins him, and now the Hang, all he can do is fight at the very back of the base. Rafa gets the red, meaning that the other team will not be stacking up as much. This could very much so make the difference, as he is getting the power up. All he has to do right now is find the MacGuffin. They're very well aware that the team will not be bringing it back to the base, therefore they all need to spread and find the last guy. Well, the guy with MacGuffin. It's not extinction.
Sane's done a good job there of hiding away. Rafa with the power up hasn't been able to do all that much, but here's the cap, and that means he knows exactly where the MacGuffin is. With the pincer, the rocket as well. A trio of frags for Rafa, who is now going to run the MacGuffin out through pincer.
Sure.
And that wasn't a big score for Psybrane.
Yeah, it wasn't a big score, but one thing that just happened right there, Rafa bringing the MacGuffin back to the base whilst killing so many people in their own base makes them spawn closer to Team Liquid's base. This means that he was running very fast, but he should have expected that the enemies are going to be there already. Hence why they were able to recap it so quickly.
Right. Rumble with Dahang does have that MacGuffin. RJing somewhere, but not quite where he wants to be, and gonna get found out in the midfield. That looks strange.
I think he was trying to play like Vu for a little bit, trying to do some backward strafing. That didn't work out very well in his favor. As we know, the only player who can do that is Vu. Nonetheless, they're already on the point trying to capture it back.
Gonna be in the hand of Waz. By this mega health, gonna take down Brick. And be escorted. Or at least that's what they're looking to do with Rafa and Dahang. But the Vindicator is going to put a cat amongst the MacGuffin's pigeons. And Sane will collect.
Sane will collect, and now Waz already capping the base at 71 to 82 is not looking good for Team Liquid if Psybrane manages to get into the base without taking too much damage. I mean, look, at this point Sane should be pushing in. He shouldn't be too worried about the other players trying to spam him with rockets. He can easily take them out, as they will have to be forced to push.
Yeah, it's going to be back-to-back reds for Sane as well. Now that's going to be his advantage as he tries to cap here. Very confident play, I think, from Sane there. Got the power up, knew where he had to go, and from there has played it ever so calm. Now with the shotgun up against Waz, dodges the crossbow. Bolton does a big chunk of damage to the Hang, but the Hang won't stop. Sane and Psygib and Brick fall. And the Liquid trio are now going to be running the MacGuffin out by Mega. And I think they're going to make this cap happen.
They might make it happen, but the one thing that just happened there was Psybrane essentially understanding and watching the enemy team take the route over the Mega, making it extremely predictable where they're going to be going next. Therefore, I was very surprised that Team Liquid didn't change their strategy, fell back a little bit, and maybe took a different route. That could have potentially made the cap a little bit more promising.
Yeah. Overtime activated. Dan gonna be able to get the pull, and the throw shaft is good, but he runs out. And Brick will have the MacGuffin. Now, power up in 5 seconds. Is Brick gonna make a play for that power up, or is he going to try and use this opportunity to cap? Well, Sane and Psygib fall, and that complicates things massively. Vindicator in the mid. Here's the cap from Brick. Are they gonna get a touch?
I think that's gonna be no. That was a perfect play by Brick. He was aware, he was getting information that the enemies are around the power-up area. They were all trying to get the power-up, thinking that the MacGuffin will be holding back a little bit and trying to not cap. And that was the perfect decision making right there, to go for the base knowing that everybody's on power-up.
Yeah, and so well timed as well. If he had gone earlier, they would have known and come to attack the base. If he did it later, they may have a power-up and still have time to touch. Just wonderful stuff from Brick there, but it's a new round, and it's a new red armor that Sane and Co are trying to secure. As Psygib gets onto the point, can't quite throw the MacGuffin out, though collected by Dahang, but Brick is there making work happen.
And
Job done,
Psygib being
mission
the player to
completed.
intercept. Yeah, this was a very important fight for them to win. They did. Well, was on point, potentially getting the MacGuffin, throwing it up over to Mega. Will they be able to go for the power up? Will the Hang capture? And that's the most important question. Will he be able to capture? It doesn't seem like he will. Sane is already there on the MacGuffin, but the Hang does kill Sane. Now, power up on Psybrane.
Absolutely. Psygib gonna fall though. Luckily does hand off that Vindicator to Sane. He's gonna take the head of the Hang and now make his run. Got the call. There's a red waiting for him with his name on it, and that's gonna be a lovely little boon for him as he can walk onto this point. The Vindicator just running out, but has enough to take down the Hang. Rafa
And
to
a
fall
great
as well.
pin in the air. That is the teamwork that you need. Both players just fully focusing on Rafa. Having him in the corner, that doesn't really usually happen, does it?
No, not at all. And this is looking like a well-defended point right now. Sane can't quite choose the most optimum position because he is so worried about exposing himself on such close stack. In the end, it's Rafa that takes him down. Now gonna make a run himself. 11 trails 45. Yeah.
As both players are well, about to say that both players will be coming to the base with him, but Brick managing to kill too. This is looking good for Team Liquid right now. I was slightly worried as Brick did manage to get 2 players, but Rafa with an answer, 2 rockets. Third rocket getting Sane killed, and that's it. All he has to do is wait for his teammates to come back and defend the base.
Looking every bit like the greatest dueler of all time that he is right now, with a very confident defense from Rafa. 50 now. A lead for Team Liquid. Vindicator coming up. Fight in the midfield going down, I'm sure. But this is all good score for Team Liquid.
It's good score for Team Liquid, and Rafa had that right idea. Even though he was so low, he knew that he cannot really restack, so he wanted to go for the lower bubbles in the base B, which would also allow him to have an angle on Sane with the power up. Luckily for Sane, he managed to turn around, take a different route, but right now they have to be very careful. Psygib extreme amounts of lower health. I'm not sure if they're gonna be able to make it.
It's going to be tough. Brick will be looking to make the cap now. Left very low though, and his lift's taken away by his teammate. Sorry, this is a North American tournament. His elevator. That's easier to say, isn't it? You pricks. Sorry.
Certainly is.
English
It
came
like
out there.
kind of rolls out of your tongue, you know. Lift is kind of like lift. Meh.
Lift.
Doesn't sound as good as elevator.
I'm going to kick you out of this country, FaZe. Alright?
Don't worry, it's already happening. Probably soon.
Oh no. Oh no. It's all
Hey,
got
blame it on
sad on the
people.
stream.
Laying around people for that.
Liquid. Oh dear. I think they're going to win. Yeah, Brick's dead.
I think
Alright. Round
they're
two.
gonna win that one.
Oh, okay. We're going to
Starts in 3,
move swiftly on.
1.
One plays one. And we're, I believe, 1-1 in this series as well. This is even Stevens all tied up. Waz caught out by Brick. Saint with a shaft trying to make it happen, but versus two, it's one step too many.
One step too many, and now the Team Liquid was trying to make the push for the red. Will they be able to get it? Probably not. Sane with the red killing the hang. Now they have to be very careful, as most of the Team Liquid players were freshly off stack. Rafa just killing the guy that was about to cap. Luckily for Psybrane, they did get the capture, and now all they have to do is defend it. Now the question is, are they going to be defending the base? How many players are going to be defending the base, and who will be going for the power up?
Who indeed? Who's even alive to get the power up? Everybody pretty much on fresh spawning stack. Waz is going to pick it up, but Sane's going to take him down. Rafa now doubles up, triples up, but Brick does manage to take him down. It's the power up on Sane, the MacGuffin on the hang.
See, this was one of those situations where Sane was fighting. What's happening over there? They're throwing into each other. Okay then.
Special delivery for Waz. Here's the power up. Enjoy.
Now, with the power up, all he has to do, well, power up that just ran out, he could have got a kill on red, which would essentially also give him the information where the enemies would be spawning. He's fighting a player on shotgun, getting a kill, now getting almost the second one. Was coming with the help. It's a brilliant play by Team Liquid, being in the middle and making sure that not only they can already kill the players before they reach the base, but also get information of where they're going to be coming from.
Where are they coming from? Well, Saigib's going to be taking the MacGuffin away, is saying, duels it out with Rafa. Unsurprisingly, goes the way of Rafa. He's going to take him down again off the spawn. Saigib falling in his base. Hang now on the point, looking for a pull. Will frag Brick and throw the MacGuffin away. Waz is there to make the run, eating a lot of damage though. Getting boosted in the back by an enemy, not so pleasant.
Not so pleasant, but Rafa being in the middle on the power-up room, helping out a lot actually. He was the one who allowed for the hang to get so far. Or was actually was the one to get so far. Nonetheless, they have the captured point, they killed all the players, and they have to worry about the power-up just right now.
At the moment, everything going the way of Liquid. They've got the power up. MacGuffin in the hand of Brick, but he's going to get stopped. Hang here, taking red as Waz caps.
This is worrisome for Psybrane. Team Liquid having the power up, having the stack, and having the weapons. But dang, missing the pincer shots, crucial pincer shots. Say intercepting the power up, but all they have to do right now is play together, don't let each other die, and they should be able to go into the base.
Should be able to. Brick maybe getting away. No such luck. The hang descends from above and takes him down.
Defend your base.
And this is looking like a decent cap for Liquid. They only need to hold it for 10 more seconds and then the overtime. Here's the pull though from Sane. Very low though, as is Brick. Gonna have to use these 25s. And you can see the hesitance. Can't just book it because there's a real chance he'll be intercepted.
He will be intercepted, and he is very well aware that if he gets intercepted just now, this might be as well a game over. It's 95 to 41 for Team Liquid, and if they did intercept him, they would completely lock down the base. Waiting for that red, hoping to get it, but cannot do it. Getting pushed by the hang. Psybrane managing to get back into the base. Hopefully he will have enough teammates helping him out in a moment. But Rafa going under the red, getting a pincer, and this is worrisome. This might be looking at like the end of the match.
Certainly could be the case. Overtime is active and no touch. 2-1. Liquid
2-1.
Go up in the series.
As you can actually see on the scoreboard, Rafa being the top damage on his team, Psybrane also being the top damage. Both players played extremely well. Even though you might not see them doing anything crazy, perhaps the caps weren't crazy, the amount of damage that they do on the objective is what really matters, and that's what makes both players really stand out in those teams.
Yeah, and they've done a stunning job there. We're going to be moving on to the what could be the final map of the series. Team Liquid 2-1 up now. What is going to be the pick from Psybrane? They've already picked Wipeout and Extinction, right? It has to be Sunken, I think. Well,
yeah,
could be. We're gonna wait for an admin decision on that. I believe they do. Sunken or duel? No, I'm gonna say that they could duel.
Maybe we could be seeing the first duel of the tournament ever. Who knows?
I would love it.
I'm actually very hoping right now that there could be a gauntlet being thrown, and people will accept the duel if they do throw it, but it is not looking like it might happen. Yeah.
Well, I think we're just going to start it up then. It's going to be Sunken as Psybrane fight for their upper bracket lives. This is the winners bracket final. Winner goes to the grand final. Loser, oh, they get put into a murky, desolate place filled with terror. The losers bracket.
Yeah, this might not be looking good. Even though they were so dominant yesterday, as some people say, you can download the enemies and know exactly what they do. And this seems to be what Team Liquid have done the last 24 hours, I would imagine. Now, this is going to be a very important start for both teams, depending on who is going to intercept the MacGuffin and how they're going to be playing around the next minute or so will be essentially determining most likely the outcome of this round.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4,
The hang.
2.
Not going to be on the point. It's going to be Psygib, I think, finally getting the MacGuffin, but no, it will go to the hang. Who's going to see Psygib off. And through the window.
Right through the blaster through the window. And again, he just keeps going with the blaster, which is we've been seeing the Hang today completely dismantle everybody with that blaster. And hopefully more teams will actually start using it in tournaments. It seems to be one of those weapons that if you do pre-spam it well at the enemies, if you are aware where they're going to be coming from, it's deadly.
Absolutely. Done so much work all weekend long, and I gotta say I'm a fan. I'm a real fan of it. Waz here with the Vindicator, looking to secure a red for his team. Will do so. And meanwhile, the score just keeps racking up for Team Liquid.
Keeps racking up, and I like the route that Waz decided to take. Instead of going straight for the base, he knew that there might be enemies spawning at Shaft, making it a lot easier for him to go there and finish them off, making and forcing them to spawn in their own base.
And well, we need an answer from Psybrane sooner rather than later. This is getting direful.
It is, and look, unfortunately, was being on his own in the base. That didn't really do any good for Team Liquid. I'm pretty sure they were trying to go for the items, trying to have item rotation, but that left them with the MacGuffin being intercepted and almost captured in the base B.
Psygib going
Psygib is just hitting every single shot.
Yeah, that's something. It's gonna be the cat continuing, but Waz takes him down. Brick and say not with a lot of HP. And ooh, Brick will actually take down Waz, and now he's gonna meet Rafa, who gets the better of him at range. Gonna poke at Psygib. Sane tries to come in for the defense, but is dealt with quite swiftly. Psygib, though, once again the savior for his team. Pincer after pincer. We're left with Brick and the Hank. Just fight after fight after fight here at the B base.
Enemy MacGuffin.
We are watching a pure brawl right now. Rafa with power up, probably the most dangerous opponent that you can have, who's wielding the power up. We've seen it from the last game. He had the most damage dealt. You gotta be very careful. Was capturing the point. Will Rafa come back on time? That's the question. Yes, he does. He does manage to capture the point, and all he has to do right now is defend it with his team. Where's his team? Can he do it on his own? Yes, he can.
Easy money for Team Liquid, who take a 1-round lead.
2-2-1.
And this is maybe going to be their berth into the grand finals. They need one more round on Sunken, and that's going to be that.
It could be. I mean, who would have thought today, given how they played yesterday, they would be in the upper bracket and going to the finals straight away? Not me, I'll be honest.
Yeah, I was expecting Aim Scams to beat them. I was probably expecting Psybrane to beat them, as they did yesterday. But so far, so good for Liquid. We're watching Rafa get dunked on, though, as Sane will take the frag. Brick will chime in as well, who is now running the MacGuffin out as Sane defends his back.
You can't really
And
go
he's
to the base,
gone the
though.
wrong way? No, okay.
I don't know. He hasn't gone the wrong way. He is just worrisome that getting into the base, he will be completely ganged up on, which is essentially what would have happened if he did go there. That's why he was hesitating so much. As you can see, Rafa with the MacGuffin, with his teammates already pushing for the base. Psygib with machine gun not doing as much damage as he was hoping for. Blue just spawned for Rafa. Now is the time to get the power up. Brick extremely low. Now is the time for him to kill himself and give it to Psygib, who is in a lot better position. 40 health. It's not looking good for them.
Not at all. Was on the power up here, and well, things go from bad to worse, don't they, for Psybrane?
No, definitely. This is not looking good. 30-8. Was just getting all the kills that he needs. Holding the power up, the teleport exit, which was a good idea. Fortunately, the power up ran out before he could get another kill. So it's in Psybrane's, mind to take the MacGuffin right now. They cannot do it.
You wanted
they keep
Psybrane,
going
didn't you?
Yes, that's very true, but let's not talk about that. It didn't happen.
Psybrane's
You
friend.
said it, not me.
Yep.
But look, 60 to 8. It's not looking good for Psybrane. They don't have the answer. Rafa is just roaming around in the middle, getting all the kills. Same, going for the 50. He's got the info that Rafa was on the 50. That means Brick can go the other way.
See him now with his armed escorts. There is going to be the cap, and we'll see what they can do. Their backs are against the walls in this series, but that could all turn around. MacGuffin is a volatile beast at the best of times. Sane left alone on the point, just 27 HP. He can come around that corner, take him down.
No,
very quickly
not much he
indeed.
could have done.
No. As Waz now making the run, almost helped out by the shaft of Sane there. Brick going to collect, but stuck between Dahang and a hard place.
I mean, look, the middle of the map
Neither team can really get a hold on it right now.
The graveyard is just a bunch of Esports playing around, dying, and respawning at the same time. But look, the machine gun is doing so much damage to the power up. Now Waz with the MacGuffin and power up being pushed, 49 health, 25 armor, being intercepted by Psygip, getting straight back into the base, trying to help with the kill for the Dahang, but Sane will be holding the jump button, making sure that nobody comes through.
Oh, Psygip not landing his shots with the shotgun. Brick has to bail him out. That's power up gone. We're going to have to see a coordinated attack coming from Liquid on this A base. And so far, so good. The hang will fall, though. Rafa and Waz doubling up. There's the pull. And out down the chute goes Waz into the waiting arms of Sane, but he can't get the frag. Waz left on 5 HP, now able to come out through the midfield. And through the telly, up to Mega. But you can see his friends are dying, just going to make a run for it now, but Sane catches him in the back with a pincer.
And the hand spawning under Mega. I mean, look, that's a massive play for Psybrane. They might be able to get the red. Perfect read on where the enemy is going to be landing. Sane quite weak, but they know now they can push. They kill 2 players. All they have to kill is another one. They might be coming from shaft, so they should 100% have 1 player position there. Yeah, as you can see, Rafa was the one to come from shaft. Now they have the control over the entire base, and it's the idea and the goal where they're going to be going next.
Indeed, Sane on the MacGuffin, but taken down just as quick. Rafa now looking to bring it over to his base, and he will. Here's the cap. For a moment there, we were at 69. That's a sex number, haha. But Liquid moved past that, and on to 80. This is do or die in this series for Psybrane.
Do or die. I guess that would be preferable after your joke. But nonetheless, Waz with the MacGuffin, with the power up, defending the base. It's looking pretty good for them. There's one person on the point. Maybe Waz went out a little bit too far from the base to help out his team. They got the MacGuffin now though. Psybrane is maybe gonna capture the point. It's looking a little bit like there's gonna be enemies already in there. They went a little bit too slow, and Psybrane is losing the MacGuffin right now.
There's certainly Waz coming round the banana path. Will cap, overtime activated. Where's the touch? It's going to be Psygip from the top rope with the Hurricane Rana, but
with the clutch
drop.
Wow. This is why you cannot underestimate a player like Sane, who's extremely fast. And look, GG's, Team Liquid gets their revenge after yesterday and are advancing.